Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. There goes February. One of the warmest on record, I believe, and my daffodils are in full bloom right now, so that probably means we're going to have snow pretty soon. Maryland weather. Go figure. All right, we do have some news today, so let's get into it, shall we? Sort of a strange story out of Davidsonville, Edgewater. On Saturday, a 71-year-old Annapolis woman drove onto the property of a home on Riva Road and hit several parked cars with her vehicle. The homeowner retrieved a gun and fired several shots, and she left. She continued on her route down to Route 2 and Colony Crossing Road, which is right there by the South River Golf Club, where she got into an accident which left another motorist injured. But she left the scene of that accident as well. Police finally caught up with her at Route 2 and Mitchell's Chance Road. That's the entrance to the old Kmart. The man who fired the shots was charged with first and second degree assault and various gun charges. The woman received 19 traffic citations. Something seems a little bit off there to me. The Maryland State Police arrested a 58-year-old Pasadena man on child pornography charges. In January, they began an investigation based on some internet activity. They did raid the home at 5 a.m. the other day, and preliminary searches of the suspect's devices confirmed the pornography. He actually turned himself into the Glen Burnie Barracks and was sent to the Jennifer Road Detention Center and was released after posting a $25,000 bond. He was charged with 11 counts of possession and 1 count of distribution. On Saturday night, the Anne Arundel County Police were called to the Green Turtle in Edgewater for a fight. When they arrived, they found a disorderly man, a 25-year-old from Edgewater, and asked him to leave. He didn't. When the police tried to escort him from the bar, he put up a fight, ultimately ending up on the ground, putting an officer in a chokehold. A taser was withdrawn from the holster. At that point, the suspect calmed down a bit, and instead of being just walked to his car and sent home, he was charged with public disturbance and assaulting a law enforcement officer. Governor Moore is pushing hard to accelerate the move to a $15 per hour minimum wage. Currently, it's scheduled to increase in steps and reach $15 per hour in 2025 for most businesses. Under the new Fair Wage Act, Moore hopes to increase it at the end of the General Assembly session this year, which is only 45 days away. And from then on, the minimum wage will be indexed to Consumer Price Index with an annual cap of 5%. You want to stay tuned on this one. Congrats to James King, Titan Hospitality, and the team at Blackwall Hitch. The Knot, which is the go-to source for all things wedding, has ranked the Annapolis restaurant as one of the 12 best locations in Maryland for a bridal shower. The Knot described it as, quote, industrial shipyard with an upscale feel, unquote. And I'm not quite sure what that means, but I like Blackwall Hitch. They're pretty good. And here's a stupid poll of the day. Did you know that yesterday was National Pokemon Day? Well, apparently it was, and apparently Maryland really cares about that, according to betmaryland.com anyhow. In terms of states with an interest in Pokemon, based on Google Trends, we're number 2 behind Virginia, and that kind of makes me feel a wee bit embarrassed. Okay, as we begin to wrap it up, I do have some more tickets from Ram's Head on Stage, so thank you very much to everybody at Ram's Head on Stage. But it is Ticket Tuesday. How does Chadwick Stokes, the frontman of Dispatch, sound to you? He's coming here on the 8th of March, or perhaps Beth Nielsen Chapman on the 9th of March. Drop me an email or a DM on Twitter, and you might score a pair of great seats. And you do want to be sure to check out ramsheadonstage.com for all of the great upcoming shows. And you want to check in about noon today because we're going to be dropping a podcast with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and Annapolis Subaru all about Bands in the Sand, which is June 10th this year. We have the exclusive, we know who's headlining, and you'll be the first to know. Okay, that's a wrap. But first, a quick thank you to you for listening and sharing and letting all your friends and colleagues know about us, and to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and Alpha Engineering. So now you need to hang tight because we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather standing by with your only locally forecast weather report and back with another legal brief. Scott MacMullan from Scott MacMullan Law. All that's coming up in just a bit. Hang tight.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, February 28th, last day of February 2023, and it will be a nice one, as much of the month has been to date, and tomorrow will bring plenty of sunshine too to get March started before a bigger rainmaker moves through late week. Look for clearing skies today with highs in the mid or upper 50s and light winds to be followed by sunshine and 55 to 60 degrees. Tomorrow with breezy afternoon winds out of the south ahead of even more mid or upper 60s on Thursday with rain expected before more rain in mid 50s Friday, with the weekend then bringing mostly sunny skies and cooler highs back down around 50 degrees each day. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And don't forget, follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download the DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You never know when you might need an attorney. It could be when the lights light up on the police car behind you. Or maybe you have $1 million idea and need to incorporate. From wills and trusts to car wrecks and arrests, Scott MacMullan with the Annapolis-based Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, is here to offer some insight for you with today's legal brief.
Hello, Annapolis. This is Scott MacMullan, and this is your legal brief. Last week, we talked about new parents, a new parents legal checklist. This week, we're talking about parents that their kids are about to go to college. What should you be thinking about? What you should be doing? So, kids are about to go to college. What documents should you be looking at? The FERPA waiver. And you also need to look at the HIPAA authorization, healthcare proxy, living will, and a general power of attorney, financial power of attorney. And also take a look at your insurance as well as your homeowner's insurance policy, health insurance and homeowner's insurance policy, just to make sure your child is covered. FERPA waiver, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, transfers the rights accorded to parents from the parents to the students when the student reaches age 18 or attends a college or university. It is best to have a child sign a FERPA waiver to allow the college to disclose educational records, get the grades to the parents. Each college has its own version of the FERPA waiver. Ask the college financial aid or check out the website. HIPAA authorization. When a child reaches age 18, the child's parents can no longer get access to the child's medical records. A HIPAA authorization form allows parents to get information about the child's health and treatment. Healthcare proxy. The child's parents can no longer make medical decisions once they turn 18 because they're an adult. This proxy, sometimes called a healthcare power of attorney or durable medical power of attorney, allows parents to make medical decisions for the child. So that's important to think about. A living will or advance directive specified, and this is another document to think about when your child is about to go to college. Advance directive or living will or healthcare, whatever you want to call it, specifies the child's preferences if they're in a persistent vegetative state, unable to communicate, or otherwise incapacitated. The living will states the child's preference for end-of-life medical care, including medical care to prolong life, food and water, pain management, and palliative care. It also specifies the child's wishes concerning organ and tissue donation. A financial power of attorney or a durable power of attorney provides a parent with the authority to handle financial and legal matters on the child's behalf if the child is incapacitated. This allows the parent to manage bank accounts, pay bills, file tax returns, terminate contracts, and apply for government benefits. Maryland has a financial power of attorney via the statute, and I can draft what's called a springing power of attorney in case the child is incapacitated. Then it springs into effect and gives parents the power over their finances. This document needs to be notarized in Maryland. Health insurance. Check to see if your child's health insurance has extended. The Affordable Care Act extends children through age 26. It is a good idea to confirm that your child is covered under your health insurance. Homeowner's insurance. Check whether your homeowner's insurance covers your child's belongings while they are away to college. Medical and dental appointments. Make them before your child leaves. It's a good idea to arrange these appointments, preferably at least a month before they depart. Get a copy of their prescriptions so they can fill them while they are on campus. Make sure their vaccinations are all up to date. If they have a chronic medical condition, get a copy of their medical records to bring with them to college, especially if they'll need to see a doctor more than once a year. So think about these documents as a checklist for your college person, college kid in your family. This is information. This is not advice. If you seek advice, give us a call at Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, at 443-494-9775. On the third and final segment on protecting your children's legal rights and your checklist for your children and what you should be doing as a parent is sort of the older and wiser parent stage, or maybe even a grandparent stage, what you should be doing for your children. So tune in for that.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.